What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and tonight we're gonna clown. So I hope you got your popcorn, your drink if you drink, and let's get right to it. Like the video's intro plays, we got a lot to discuss.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense to me intellectually.
Make it make sense. You know what was up.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Had a chance. Coffee's good with cream, but better when it's black.
Don't you ever call me again. And you, Mr. Coffee, if you'd like some steamed milk with your double espresso, I'm your man.
Jesus decided to come back today. I would be
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I forgot. We're journalistic. Okay. We got a full show. We have a really full show. And it's not going to be all foolishness. I promise. It's not going to be all foolishness. I low-key kind of want to start with Wendy, though. I think we should start with Wendy. It says, Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, demands TV host attend divorce court hearing in person and not be represented by her guardian. Initially, when I read this, I was thinking I would love to see it. If it's an open type situation, I would even go. I love Wendy. I'm worried about Wendy. But then I remember we're talking about Kevin, and he's probably not concerned about Wendy. Like, I'm thinking if she has to appear in court, then, maybe she can speak up for herself, which I think would be great. But in terms of Kelvin, we know Kelvin is financially strapped. The word on the curb is that Serena, his mistress, has left him. They had to sell their home way back last year. And because Wendy is in this guardianship, she's not bringing any money. She does not have to pay him any alimony. So he likes to discuss the fact that he, was a producer on the show and all these things. But in terms of him being able to make money outside of Wendy, he has not been able to do that yet. So let's get into this. It says, Wendy Williams' former husband, Kevin Hunter, claims her New York-based guardian is not legally authorized to represent her in a New Jersey court. Reportedly, Kevin is demanding the former talk show host attend divorce court in person despite keeping a low profile from the public eye. As you may know, Wendy Williams stepped away from the spotlight after news broke last year that she was diagnosed with aphasia and frontal temporal dementia. According to new court filings pertaining to the pair's divorce, the television producer argued that Wendy Williams must appear on her own behalf due to the claims that her legal guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, has no legal standing in the state of New Jersey. The judge overseeing the case reportedly granted Sabrina 21 days to prove to the court that she has the legal right to represent the media mogul. Sabrina, this big-eyed lady, is also suing the documentary people because they said they did not pay Wendy what they were supposed to pay Wendy. Now, we all saw that documentary. That documentary had ratings through the roof. How is it that they didn't pay Wendy? I don't know. But it says, let's see. In the filing, Kevin wrote, Ms. Morrissey's pro se representation of Wendy Williams is akin to practicing law without a license, as she is neither a barred attorney nor a guardian appointed by a New Jersey court. Kevin continued, it is conceivable that, based on this history of Ms. Morrissey as it relates to allegations of malfeasance regarding persons that she is the guardian of in New York City, that Ms. Wendy Williams may not need a guardian according to the laws of the state of New Jersey. I just feel like if this was anybody else, her kids, her best friend, her sister, I feel like Kelvin just needs the money. Kelvin, if we're talking about malfeasance with Wendy's money, you can't get more grimy, more gutter snipe than spending Wendy's money on a home 10 miles away from Wendy's and a Ferrari as a push present for your mistress. Just saying. But I would love it if Wendy was forced to appear in court and she could talk to the judge about not wanting that guardian. I just, but it's Kelvin. So we ain't got, but let's get to the mess. Rosie O'Donnell must have knew something was popping off with Diddy a long time ago because.
Want to hear my joke I have? Ready? This is good. See if you like it. A lot of multiple Grammy nominees this year. Lauryn Hill's got 4, TLC's got 8, and Sean Combs 5 to 10. Get it? Like he's going to jail? Right. All right. And I was going to say this. I was going to go, look. I was going to go. I don't mean to be mean because, he's a nice guy and he can really sing. Oops. Want to hear my joke I have? Ready? This is good. See if you like it. A lot of multiple Grammy nominees this year. Lauryn Hill's got 4, TLC's got 8, and Sean Combs 5 to 10.
Who would have ever thought that Diddy would be the running joke by everybody?
Because Diddy, you're going to jail.
He's going to jail.
Oh, and thank you guys. I don't know if you saw my post today, but I woke up and we had hit 190,000 subscribers. We are now on the road to 200K. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you are watching, definitely hit that like button. Let's try to get to 1,000 likes as quickly as possible. If you're new to the channel or you're just stopping by, go ahead and subscribe. We have a good time over here. And, we go from foolish to journalistic, so it's all over the place. So, Deb, I see you in the chat. So, Deb was one of the people laughing at me when I got up in my intro. So, shout out to So Deb. Let's see. Issa Rae. Now, I can't show y'all this because they the Breakfast Club likes to mess with me. But they're talking about Amanda Seales versus Issa Rae. This is our mess for the day.
Last night, she also addressed the Amanda Seales stuff, which I have never heard Issa publicly speak about. Mm-hmm. So I want us to take a listen. The first thing they got into was just in general, people that Issa would not work with again.
One person that I would never work with again. Anybody who's on the podcast and talks about me,
Now, as it applies to Amanda Seales and Issa Rae, who are y'all siding with? I actually like Amanda Seales, but I do think that Amanda Seales can be slightly... she comes across as if she's the smartest person in every room. And I've not technically heard anybody say anything negative about Issa Rae. Majestic says, I'm not siding. Most people are saying Issa.
In that clip, she says people have gotten on podcasts and talked about me, right? So the crowd goes crazy because the last person that we've seen get on a podcast and talk about Issa Rae in a way was Amanda Seales. Now, let's take a listen to the clip of Amanda Seales on Shannon Sharp's show talking about Issa Rae.
So I've never talked about this publicly because it has always been incredibly important to me to protect Issa, because I know that Issa is doing something within this business that so few people get to do. However, there's just been enough instances at this point where I should have been protected by Issa and I wasn't. And now it's at a point where my protecting of Issa has become turned on to me and something that people are using against me. There's a whole narrative that is completely false that people keep spinning. They keep saying, that I'm this mean girl on this set, that I harmed these people on this set. I just want to point out something very basic. How can I be a mean girl on a set that ain't my set?
Now, people did take that whole whatever happened on that.
Personally, I like both ladies. I do feel like maybe Amanda is more outspoken and says what's on her mind, which leads people to think that she's difficult. I feel like everybody should have a right to say what's on their mind. But again, Issa seems unproblematic. So I don't know. Maybe Issa will one day tell her side. But as for now, hopefully it just dies down there. Anyway, let's move right into some of this Diddy stuff. So I had a lot of people DMing me about my coverage of the book. And I said I thought the book was fake, and I gave reasons. Well, this is actually what the author of that book had to say. Shout out to Neighborhood Talk. It says, the internet has been on fire after memoir titled Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice, from the other side hit Amazon. Well, it turns out things may not be what they seem, as the actual publisher is even unsure of the authenticity of his book. Chris Todd released the project under an alias, Jamal T. Millwood. Now, why would this white man release this book as Jamal? He could not have picked any other name. Jamal. Okay. Jamal T. Millwood, that featured no previous works. Most people took the book's salacious claims as fact, or at least close to it. But with several grammatical errors, some remain unsure. Todd has now spoken to Rolling Stone and surprisingly revealed that he can't confirm if anything in the book is true. Apparently, he wasn't even able to fact check anything with the celebrities mentioned in the book, though he claims to be an investigative journalist. This is his quote: "If somebody put my feet to the fire and they said, life or death, is that book real? I have to say I don't know, but it's real enough to me." Sometimes you have to just put it out there. Maybe not 100% of the book is true, but maybe 80% is. Are y'all hearing this?
Come on, none of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS. They made it up. They lie.
That is to get those people to come forward and either corroborate or deny the claims. And that helps me as an investigator to know the truth. Todd claims the bulk of the book comes from details that were on the flash drives given to him by two music industry sources. They said they had her flash drive. I didn't ask too many questions about how to get it or where did it come from, he said. I will point this out. If two music industry executives had the flash drive, I would want to know what part of this New York Times bestseller money are you going to be given to them? Why would they just give you this so that you can publish it and only make money? There's more questions that really need to be asked, but I'm pretty sure that will come when the lawsuits come. To give more context, Todd also claims he solved many other huge pop culture murder investigations like JonBenet Ramsey and Nicole Brown Simpson. So that's pretty much for y'all to decide who and what you believe. Jackie Rainey, thank you. She says, congratulations on your subscribers. I appreciate you, Jackie. Black Girl Lost, thanks for becoming a member. Ray says, Mims Law and Crime interviewed him and he's shady. Love you. I'm going to check that out, Ray. Cadence Perry says, Mims, I pray that baby oil isn't spiked behind you. I told y'all we were going to be foolish tonight. After what I read yesterday, I needed to have a night of foolishness because that was a lot. That complaint with those details was a lot. And I maintain we're going to do a video where we actually talk about humiliation rituals and some of the more satanic, demonic things that have been shown in Diddy's videos. We're going to do that. I just didn't want to do it today because that complaint last night was a lot. Now, her children released a statement. I can't say that I believe that the children would know if it was real or not, but we'll just go through the statement really quick. We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents. Now, the fact that you included Diddy in this already, we'll just leave it at that. The fact that you included Diddy in this is... Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. Additionally, please understand that the so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have her best interest at heart. Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our world. Nothing has been the same since she passed, while it has been incredibly difficult to reconcile how she could have been taken from us so soon. The cause of her death has long been established. There was no foul play. Grief is a lifelong process, and we ask that everyone respect our request for peace as we continue to cope with her loss every day. We are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what has been the most tragic event of our lives. Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories. Here's the thing. I can definitely understand why somebody's child or children would say that. But the facts are the facts. She was in an abusive relationship with a monster. Unfortunately, that will forever be part of your mother's story. Now, if she was taken out by Diddy and, you know, some of the other claims about him bugging her house and people coming forward, we don't know until all of the dust settled. We will find out if he had tapes of Kim, because they are now part of, you know, they're part of the federal investigation. But, you know, I can get why they would write this, but I don't think that it has much, it bears basically much merit. It's your children. You're always going to say, you should say this about your mom. And for the most part, they're going to defend their dad. Al B. Sure, on the other hand, is coming out swinging. He feels like his son has Stockholm syndrome. If you guys remember, there was a video of a young girl. Her name is Ava, and it was a very weird video. We'll watch it real quick.
I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and to come inside and play with his kids.
Okay, so Albie Shore commented. He said, "Free Quincy." Somebody said, "Look at poor Stockholm victim Quincy in the background." So I started looking into Ava because I really don't feel like what has happened to Ava is fair. You know, this was just one of the twins' friends. So they cleared it up. She was never adopted, despite claims before the arrest. I think we all knew that. Sean Diddy Combs wasn't serious when he said the adopted girl named Ava Baroni in 2020 was, according to TMZ. The site reported Monday that the music mogul who was recently arrested and hit with sex trafficking charges was never the legal guardian of the person he alleged was his adopted daughter back in 2020. But I also don't feel like he should have been around this little girl either. Sources told the outlet that the video from 4 years ago where Combs said he was Ava's adopted father was a skit. Ava, Combs, blah, 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 blah. Where is it? Combs, who has 7 children, said Ava's story was a little bit borderline suspect before claiming he adopted her like Madonna, Charlize, and Sandra Bullock adopted their kids. Basically, she was just one of the twins' friends. I think, like, from birth. Basically, she was a little rich girl who was friends with the Combs twins. I just feel Diddy makes my skin crawl. So seeing him kiss on somebody else's child with all of his allegations is just kind of like, ugh. Especially when we get into what Suge Knight had to say. But Ava, I looked her up. I guess people have been trying to contact her because now her stuff is all on private. So, poor Ava. She can't even be a kid. I thought this was pretty interesting. Tyler LePay, who's with Miracle Watts, talked about Diddy's ex-relationship with Miracle Watts.
All this stuff is going on. We know with Diddy, and she was allegedly his past girlfriend. Did she talk to you about any of that or any?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know how many girlfriends I had before. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got a pass, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like, you know, it's not like.
You didn't hear any, I'm not asking you to be specific, but you didn't hear any horror stories.
No, yeah. I don't, you know, it wasn't a situation like that in terms of like, you know, I think it was real brief. You know what I'm saying?
Now, nobody, first off, even coming out of your mouth, asking him about his girl's relationship with Diddy was bold. But expecting him to answer it truthfully, or him even actually wanting to know what she was doing with him, there's not a girlfriend that he's been with that did not go to a party and was in the back rooms. I don't feel like anybody would tell you anything differently. If you were a Diddy girlfriend, a hanger-on, a baby mama, he made everybody do these same things. Now, maybe he did not hit on her. We don't know that. But in terms of what you had to do to get that title, it wasn't like y'all were going to church. Sorry.
I think it was something brief, like right before I had stepped in the picture.
Look at that guy that came and had you step in, Jesus.
I change things up. I don't give a who came before.
Or how many times they did.
You ain't get off the pot. That's me now.
Yeah. For sure.
But,
for sure.
So he can't write her.
Ain't no letters coming to y'all.
But you know what I will say though? It's like I'm glad we can get a laugh out of things as humans. But watching first of all, you had to let the man have his day in court, first of all. It's just a difficult situation all around. You know what I'm saying?
Until she gets subpoenaed and we find out some stuff he did to her.
To watch one of our icons and our heroes go through that, to watch the people that were affected by that go through that, you know what I'm saying? It's just difficult for everybody to watch. It just really brings it back to like how
icon is a stretch. Famous, I'll give Diddy that, but icon, Whitney Houston's an icon. Nobody is saying that Diddy is iconic. They just said he threw good parties.
Important it is for us to stay sound and make the right, do the right thing.
Obviously, all this stuff is going on.
I just thought that was interesting. But okay, let's get into this Aubrey interview. Shout out to Renee for getting it. Renee if you want to watch the whole thing, her podcast is the Crisis Queen podcast. Today she had Aubrey on.
He was the person.
Yeah, he definitely was the person. And now he still is a person, a person of interest.
Yeah.
But my question is, I watched the episode where he fired you and my heart broke.
Yeah, mine did too. I only just watched it recently.
It looked like he was angry at you for other reasons.
Correct.
It didn't look like
he was.
Can you talk about those reasons?
Not just yet.
Okay.
But he was.
Well, I can clearly see there is
I have a sense that Aubrey's probably going to write a book. She's done interviews. She's done a few things that I think are like questionable, like going on baddies with a no fight clause, just to say a few things about Diddy. Like, I think she's doing some things to collect the check, but Aubrey's kind of smart. She's like really good friends with, was it like Perez Hilton and Harvey from TMZ, those kind of people. I do feel like she's going to write a book, but she gave us some tidbits here that I thought were pretty interesting.
Can see anyone who's
There's
got
a
eyes
struggle
can see
of
it.
power right there,
and all of that. I went back to see when it started changing, and it's significant because I had started.
No, the name Big Name. That's Renee.
Very big name person around that time that I know had involvement with him, and that was the first time he had kind of like said, "You're not allowed to be around that person ever again." And I knew what that person's experience was with him, and that was kind of the first time I started to see the dynamics change with just how he approached me on camera.
Well, personally, my view on it is you're not putting out. That's why you're getting a hard time. That was my view. That's what I saw.
That's the world's view, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I witnessed. It was like, and no disrespect to your band members, but you were the blonde bombshell. You're, in my opinion, not just because you're my friend, the most beautiful. And I think that all the girls were beautiful, but I could see why he was hitting, in my opinion, picking on you. You know what I mean? I can see that there was a power struggle with him.
I do think Aubrey, if you watch Making the Band, Aubrey was basically the face of the Making the Band. That I don't think that's ever been in question. But what was questionable even back then was he was taking Aubrey on trips with him without the rest of the cast members. And I remember this vividly because it was kind of like a scandal if you watch the show. Why would Aubrey be the one with Diddy out and about at the Sundance Film Festival without the rest of the band? Now we know. Y'all keep saying is that Big Ange. No, that ain't Big Ange. It's Renee.
him with you.
You know what's interesting?
Almost because you are not backing down.
He made that girl, that part of me, come forward, because you have to know, Renee, like, I was not popular. Like I said, I was on dance and cheer because I'm talented.
Right.
But I did great at the auditions, I'm
dance.
sure. But I wasn't the pretty girl. I wasn't even pretty. I look at the beginning of making the band and like little Aubrey auditioning, and I'm like, I don't know how I became the sexy face one, because I just look like every average other bitch around. I wasn't specifically prettier than anybody at any time in my mind.
Maybe it's because I love you so much.
You've known me.
Now, what's sad about that is Aubrey started changing her appearance. So if that was her thought, I thought Aubrey was pretty. But if she started changing her appearance because she always just felt kind of like basic, and then you have Diddy forcing himself on her or whatever the hell he was doing to her, that could really mess with your mind. Now you're in the public eye.
Me in this era of me.
Yes. Okay. So,
but that this part of me, it's like he's on camera saying how much he hates it, but he's off camera telling me all the ways that I needed to be groomed properly. I mean, down to my toenails. I was like sent out of a studio session one time because my toes weren't polished properly.
Oh.
Meaning no white polish. Dina says, I remember Aubrey calling herself the white pretty girl on the show. If you really feel like you're the white pretty girl on the show, you wouldn't need to say it. So right there, Dina, that was probably just her trying to project that so that the rest of the world would believe it. Because by her own admission, as soon as she got the opportunity to, she started changing her look. But y'all did hear, she acknowledges that she was groomed.
Yeah.
Like I said, power.
A lot of it came down to like these, and then of course that really upsets, you know, girls around you, that we have cameras in front of us until we all go home, and we're not next to each other when we're home.
Right.
So everybody knew each other to the extent of how we addressed each other when the fucking cameras were around, basically.
Right.
There was really no secret time to be any other type of way. We always had cameras on us when we were together. So with that being said, I mean, definitely a lot in the very beginning to like create, by the time there weren't cameras on us every second, everybody had already fallen into who they like and don't like.
Right.
But it was all developed off of whatever energy was being given in rooms. And what was happening in rooms is I was always pulled out and told something or something else. Or Diddy would bring me back into the studio at night and say, oh, I just got showstopper and you're not on the first out. You're not on the first verse. And I was like, yeah, the guy put someone else on the first verse and has me on the bridge. And he's like, and you think that's acceptable? And I was like, I don't know. He's I can't tell a producer what to do with his own track.
Right.
And he was like, you're the looker of my band. You think I can start off this music video with this girl?
Well, I mean, that's the impression I got from watching.
That's kind of how
You the looker of the band.
it was being said when there weren't cameras around. And then he like would make me go in, sing this song, you get 3 chances, start to finish. I'm engineering you, go. Wouldn't say anything. And I would just be like, and that happened a lot. And then we'd be in rehearsal the next day with Lorianne, and they'd bring in the final mastered version of the song. And we are already like rehearsing for our music video. We all know we did so many transitions.
Right.
Everything was locked. Then the song starts playing and it's not this one on the first hook anymore. It's me. And everyone's looking at me like, bitch, when did you do that?
Right. Right.
And of course, D Woods would know because I was roommates with her. So she would know what was going on with me at different times.
Right.
But the other girls would like probably look at me in the way that some of them thought that I was like in a relationship with this person.
Right. Right. Yeah. So the fact that I don't like you.
And how do I go to a group member and say, hey, he doesn't think you look.
They did. Everybody thought they were doing something. And I believe this was also around the same time he was with Cassie.
Good.
Right.
He didn't want your face out the gate on the music video, and he preferred mine. I'm not going to say that to someone I respect.
Right. You just mentioned the word groomed.
Yeah,
that's
grooming
a
was
very
all of it.
serious fucking word. That's
people don't realize how serious it is. Isn't that funny?
It's a terrible word that, you know, I experienced that with the last person that I dated. Oh, he's like,
you didn't even tell me what happened. This is the man that went gay?
This is okay. So the story with him is he was cheating on me with this girl in Boston, right? She got in touch with me and then told.
Why are you dating a nobody that
at all? Never like that. But there were times, yeah, I can understand that. But anyway, so I started dating this guy.
Bar.
That's a bar.
You were doing 8, so 1.
Because eventually, I definitely never a large amount of the depression would hit me, right?
Me with the fattest ass, beautiful.
So wait,
he made D Woods turn a circle on camera and told her she was 1 burger away. She was like, she was so skinny with the fattest ass, beautiful natural body. Like she's the body that everybody's buying right now. And he told her she was 1 burger away.
Oh, that's terrible.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Hey guys, Renee wasn't just
most certainly is.
Yeah.
Do you know if you kind of, for me, I'll say this, for me, I kind of searched that out. what's the word the abusive would be the word, but mental.
So I was gonna say, potentially the unhealthy part of it could have been that I was attracted to something that you've now found someone that actually loves you and cares. Else thinks I dated and thinks I'm crazy. I didn't know what I was dating. You saw glimpses of it on Big. He had pictures of every single time I broke his rules during that show.
Now, one thing that she said that we passed it up, but she said that she thought that one of the issues that Diddy was having with her was because she had become very close friends with somebody that he had a connection to. And the only person I remember Aubrey becoming super close friends with at the inception of making the band was the Kardashians. Aubrey was everywhere with Kim Kardashian. Every interview, I'm best friends with Kim. I'm best friends with Kim. And I remember making the band, Diddy said, as Aubrey started hanging out with Kim and she got her boobs done and she was starting with the lips and kind of like going down a more sexy route, Diddy said, I don't like this. I don't like the route you're taking. I don't like who you're hanging with. And it got me to thinking, was this her in a way mentioning Kim? They were everywhere together at that time. So I thought that was kind of like a juicy little tidbit. I don't technically, other than like hanging out with all these people. I mean, I know that Kim was, I think they said she was with like Scott Storch and other producers, especially at the start of the show before she was like really, really famous. But when Aubrey said that, the first person I thought about during that era was Kim Kardashian. So, I mean, and everybody now has seen the clip of Khloe talking about the time she would be there, you know, a little bit later on when, you know, Justin Bieber and stuff was there, but something to think about. On the Suge exposing him.
Look at it like this. I look at real plain and simple. Ain't no whistleblower. Facts is there. But right now, I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Rick Ross, I don't care if it's Jay, I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's Game, I don't care if it's Dre. Nobody's stepping up on the fact that you know what's going on.
Nobody's defending him.
You're right. Guys at Interscope.
You're right.
Okay.
Nobody is defending him, but that's why I was interested in hearing your perspective.
Okay. Look at it like this. I look at real plain and simple. Ain't no whistleblower. Facts is there. But right now, I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Rick Ross, I don't care if it's Jay, I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's Game, I don't care if it's Dre. Nobody's stepping up on the fact that you know what's going on.
Nobody's defending him. You're right.
Guys at Interscope.
You're right. Nobody is defending him, but that's why I was interested in hearing your perspective.
Okay. But you had a guy named Tubby used to work for Interscope. This guy's job was to bring underage girls and have sex with employees and other artists, to the point where his friend.
Now, up until this point, Suge has said some things, but an allegation of underage girls and specifying the person who did it, that was, I mean, Suge doesn't mince his words, but that was a little bit like, Tubby better watch out. Now, if anybody knows who Tubby is and their real name, DM me.
Caught up with the same thing, how they rated Puppy House for sex trafficking, they rated his friend house for sex trafficking. Okay, but you had a guy named Tubby. Used to work for Interscope.
I know who Tubby is.
Number one, I've been knowing him a long time, and we was friends. We're not enemies, but we were friends. He's not a dummy, so he's smart enough to work his magic. On top of that, this man right here.
Who was smart enough? It was Tubby. It was Tubby magic. What are we talking now, Suge? Have you moved on to Diddy? Are you talking about Tubby magic? And what does Tubby magic entail if Tubby is going after the little kids?
He's been involved with the FBI and
And did you stop being his, like, there's so many, this raised more questions than answers.
Of his career. He got powerful people. One of his partners who started his company with drug money, President Obama, got him out of prison. So it's not like he don't have no moves. So I don't think nobody should just count him out. I don't think he gonna lay down and just crawl in the corner and die. He probably going through a lot of shit right now because he probably going through a lot of withdrawals for the drugs. But the industry got him on drugs. Number one, I've been knowing him a long time. And we was friends. We're not enemies, but we were friends. The things is this. I don't care who you are. Prison and jail is a negative environment. If somebody can do something to them and get a name for themselves, they're going to actually do it. Or they can do whatever they feel they got to do to prove themselves. But we also got to learn. We got to learn from our mistakes. Everything don't have to be a mistake. You got to better yourself. But we all know what we signed. The things is this. I don't care.
Okay, so I'll work on a video about Tubby tomorrow. I think, thanks for the name. I found him. We'll do a little research into him. I'm sure his Instagram and everything will be privated before the end of the night. My only problem with people who know about the abuse of kids and don't say anything until it's kind of like the status quo thing to do. If at any given point you knew your friend or your alleged friend or associate was doing something like that to the point where you could name a name, why are you waiting till you're on Chris Cuomo's internet show to tell everybody? Couldn't that have been something you reported a long time ago? Suge running niggas over and stuff. Suge doesn't care. So why now? But I will say, kudos to him for saying it. More people need to keep speaking out. So I can't hold him on that. But I do feel like when it comes to, like, for me, kids are like kids, the elderly, the homeless, the disenfranchised people of the world. Like, if you're somebody who can't protect yourself and you know something foul like that is going on, I do feel like it's your responsibility to say it. You're already in jail. What can they do to you? You running dudes over. You're Suge Knight. I don't know anybody who would just walk up to Suge. Suge is probably one of the most carefree, nonchalant people in jail because he don't give a damn. Nobody's gonna do anything to Suge Knight. We're about to get into Diddy's attorney though. The Angels Must Be Laughing. Thank you for joining. The Real Empress read and returned. Oh, you didn't like the book either. Okay, good to know. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. Sweet Songbird, thank you for the super sticker. Marie Braden, do you have some hoodie to go with your baby? Why, when I bought this baby oil, Byron and Shakira checked me out and they were laughing their asses off at me today when I picked up this baby oil, asking me if I was going to a Diddy party. And also shout out to Reagan. Reagan is a straight shooter. And they spotted me out. We were in a grocery store, so I couldn't offer them a shot, but I offered them a coffee. Reagan declined the coffee, but wanted the straight shooters to know that they are a big fan. So shout out to Reagan. Anita Marie, thank you for the super sticker. The Angels Must Be Laughing. Thank you for the super sticker. Albie was sure a book was coming out, but not exposing him though. Some people do believe the book is real. I never tell y'all what to believe or what not to believe. You know, if you feel like the stuff is valid in the book, you feel like the stuff is valid in the book. Ray says, Mims, Google menthol, lubricant, and effects. Woo, I'm also going to send you a logo sketch for straight shooters. Okay. I don't know. Do I want to know what menthol, lubricant, and it... Wouldn't a menthol lubricant burn? Let's see. Menthol lubricant effects. Often used as a cooling or sensation enhancer, menthol is an alcohol that may severely irritate the skin, causing long-term skin pain. Oh, gross. So this is about the lawsuit that we read yesterday and how the lady said in the lawsuit that she could smell menthol being used on her. Gross. So Sabra, thank you for the super sticker. Julia, I love the content that you bring. Hit the like, y'all. Definitely. We got over 6,000 in the chat, so let's try to get as many likes as possible. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We are now well on our way to 200,000 subscribers. Leandra, thank you for the super sticker. Marie, do you have some Tootsie to go with your baby oil? I sure don't. I don't even know what Tootsie is, but no, I don't have none of that. I'm gonna be giving this out. If you Mish says Renee know about the world. Wasn't she a stylist for Diddy at one time? Thanks, Mims, for all that you do. I didn't know that Renee worked with Diddy. I'm gonna have to look into that one. C Nelly, thank you for the super sticker. Be blessed. Let's get those likes up to 3K. We have 6K in here, fam. Thanks, be blessed. Let's get right into this.
Freak offs. But, back when I was a kid in the late 70s, they were called threesomes.
If these are
What's up, Ray?
genuinely threesomes, how do you explain 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't know where the number 1,000 came.
The U.S. attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, and I'm not really sure what the...
No, that's just like a lawyer. He didn't say thousands. He said 1,000. See how lawyers will switch things up? You were in that room with Diddy till 3 o'clock in the morning where he had those substances in there. But I bet you he would deny that too.
Baby oil has to do with anything?
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you need 1,000 for. I mean, he has a big house. He buys in bulk. I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a home. I mean, have you sat in a parking lot of a Costco and see what people walk out of there with?
Not 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was. Let's just say it's a lot. Okay. All of them freak off.
I don't know if this is the cross you want to fall on, sir. I'm pretty sure Diddy is paying out the ass for this attorney, but I don't know if this is what you the cross you want to bear. The ninja had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. The ninja would do humiliation rituals to his employees. He would not stop engaging in sexual activity, even though the person was vomiting and pooping. That's who Diddy is. This is who Diddy is, allegedly, if we go based on the lawsuits. Don't tarnish whatever image you have as an attorney trying to make sense out of this freako. Just saying. Vita, FBI in LA FBI in LA and Miami police raided him. Are you talking about Tubby? I'm gonna look into it, Vita, if you're talking about Tubby. And Reddit is actually my sister in real life. So maybe if Reddit wants to, we can read that Kim Porter book on her channel. If y'all are into it and she wants to do it, maybe we'll read it there. I have my doubts about it, but I see a lot of you guys saying that you believe it. So maybe we could do a, is it true or not? Reddit, I'll talk to you after. But Reddit is like my sister in real life. Either way it goes, I told y'all this was going to be foolish, and it was. I still had some more stuff to talk about, but we will talk about it today. I mean, we'll talk about it tomorrow because I'm not necessarily feeling too well. We will just end with the intro. Y'all have a good night.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense to me intellectually.
Big Mims.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say.
Okay, y'all. The mayor was just indicted. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna add this. We're gonna add this. Thank you for whoever just sent it. We're gonna change this right now. Eric, Mayor Adams is indicted in New York. The indictment makes Mr. Adams the first sitting New York City mayor to face criminal charges. The mayor vowed to fight the charges. Wow. Wow. Let's see if we can get some more information. Hold on. Okay, here we go. It says Eric Adams, a retired police captain who was elected as New York City's 110th mayor nearly 3 years ago on a promise to rein in crime, has been indicted following a federal corruption investigation. People with knowledge of the matter said on Wednesday. The indictment remained sealed on Wednesday night, and it was unclear what charges Mr. Adams will face. But when they were made public, he will become the first New York City mayor to be criminally charged while in office. The indictment promised to reverberate across the nation's largest city and beyond, plunging Mr. Adams' embattled administration into further chaos just months before he is set to face challengers in a hotly contested mayoral primary. Representatives of Mr. Adams and his campaign said they had no immediate comment. Representatives for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York and the City Department of Investigation declined to comment. The indictment represented an extraordinary turnabout for Mr. Adams, a former state senator and Brooklyn borough president who took office as the city was rebounding from the pandemic and confronting a massive influx of migrants from the southern border. I'm going to do this. I'll add this to tomorrow's thing. I'll actually pull it and we can go over the entire indictment. It should be unsealed by tomorrow. Wow. We got a lot to discuss, but I'm not really feeling too hot right now. So we'll do that tomorrow. Thank you so much for letting me know. Hey Siri and ATL Jazzy J, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.